Hello, everyone, and welcome to this special legal update webinar that we are running on the stage 4 lockdown changes that have just recently occurred in Victoria. My name is Nihal Samara. I'm the General Counsel and Legal Director of the law firm Kaizen Synergy, and I'd like to welcome you all to today's session. This session forms part of our legal update series that we are running. These sessions have been running almost weekly over the past few months and are really designed to give you the key legal compliance information that you need to know about. It will be made available as well too today, along with the presentation slides that we are also using and are really there to summarize the key information that you need to know about. There are further announcements that are also pending, which I will draw your attention to, and things that your agency based in Victoria will need to consider, certainly over the next 24 hours as new updates are provided as well too. And we will be circulating those information in writing as well too. Any significant changes or further significant changes, we will be running a series of webinars to make sure that you get this information as quickly as possible as well too. As always, I'd like to pay our respects to the elders past and present from the lands on which you join us today. While this session is being run by webinar, we do pay our respects to the traditional owners accordingly. So there are a couple of key parts of this COVID-19 legal update that we are going to cover, specifically looking at what the stage 4 lockdown measures are and also covering other requirements in regional Victoria as well too. This will also give you the idea around what are the specific legal and rules that are required by your agency, what this means for staff and clients, and also information and notifications that you should be sending out as part of your COVID safe plan as well too. This session is being recorded and will be made available. It will be recorded all the way up to the question and answer part of the session. If you do have any questions, by all means, please put that into the chat line, but we will open up the phone lines at the end of the session as well too. So let's have a look. As of 6 p.m., Sunday, the 2nd of August, a state of disaster was announced, and the copy of the statement being issued by the Premier of Victoria is also seen on your screen. These changes will be in place for at least the next 6-week period until Sunday, the 13th of September. One of the many points made in the media release yesterday was identifying that where people slept last night is where you'll need to stay for the next 6-week period as part of this. The state of disaster was announced, and it follows similar guidelines also put in or under the legislation put in for the bushfires that happened recently this year. Just a brief overview of comparative statistics in 3 slides. When we last put some of these statistics up, looking back on the 20th of September 2020, you can see that at that stage we were around the 6,000 mark for the confirmed cases. That has now almost doubled to 12,000, and you can see how rapidly this has changed since 20th of the 7th, 2020, all the way through to the 2nd of the 8th, 2020 as well too. In addition to that, what we also can see is that when you look across the local government areas, what you are also seeing is also a doubling of the confirmed cases, as well as some of the unknown cases, almost tripling in the stats as well. And we're seeing similar when we look across active cases by local government area as well too, confirmed cases are almost double in terms of the stats of what we are seeing, as well as unknown cases have gone from 49 to 149 as well too. So effectively, these new COVID-19 laws will give police additional powers to make sure people are complying with public health directions, and there is more information to be released shortly. We will be sending out subsequent legal updates to ensure that your agency is also kept up to date around this. What this means is that there is a curfew from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. the following day, and the only reasons for people to leave home during these hours will be for three reasons, and that is for work, medical care, and or caregiving. So you will need to carry a face covering at all times, to wear before and after exercise as well too. So this gives you a summary of the new COVID laws that are in place already. With it, in terms of the specific requirements, they're covered in this slide here. That means that exercise will be limited to a maximum of 1 hour per day and no more than 5 kilometers from a person's home. Group size will be limited to a maximum of 2, you and one other person, whether you live with them or not. These distances, gathering, and time limits won't apply for work, medical care, or compassionate reasons. And that's important to inform staff about, and important to inform your clients about that as well too. In terms of study at TAFEs and uni must be done remotely, and as of Wednesday 11:59, weddings in Melbourne cannot occur. Face coverings will continue to be compulsory. Students who are currently attending on-site, including senior schools and those in our special schools, will go to school on Monday, being today, have a pupil-free day on Tuesday, and be learning at home from Wednesday. And there are also further details about impacts these will have specifically on operations of businesses, which will be released today. So that said, this slide really covers the key parts of what you should be informing your staff and clients about, and also updating parts of your COVID safe plan. And we'll come to that in a minute. Also, there are new rules and laws for businesses in regional Victoria, which will return to stage 3 restrictions. And from 11:59 on Wednesday, this will occur. That means restaurants and cafes can only offer delivery and takeaway. Beauty and personal services will need to close. Educational and cultural venues will need to close, and community support will need to stop as well too. So for community-based agencies actually located in regional Victoria, this has specific impacts on yourselves. There are a number of agencies that also provide food services as well too. And for those agencies in regional Victoria that also offer food bank services as well too for their clients, this is something that you will need to carefully inform your staff and clients about as well too, to ensure that your services continue. In saying that, today there was also an announcement by Minister Josh Frydenberg, the Commonwealth Minister, who also announced that there will be changes to legislation, effectively introducing a pandemic leave payment. There has been significant concern around not only the public health impact that this will have across the country, but also an economic impact, which the Commonwealth government is also focusing on as well too. So there is new legislation that is currently moving through the Attorney General's office. As many of you are aware, our law firm has bill watch across the Commonwealth and state government parliaments to ensure that your agency is also kept up to date with specific legislation as well too. And we'll have more information as that comes across our desk as well too, and will be released to your agency. In terms of aged care, disability, and other service providers as well too, I do refer you to this document, and these checklists are available on your Gemba 360 dashboard as well too. In particular, I'm drawing your attention to aged care service providers who have, as you can see in the media, been hit considerably hard with the impact of the coronavirus over the past few weeks, and the challenges continue to grow across this sector. With it, the checklist provided should be continued to be used to look at responses to suspected cases in a resident, confirmed cases in a staff member, confirmed cases in a visitor or outbreak in the facility, to effectively screen these daily for your agency if you're not already. We know a number of agencies that we do support have been utilizing their Gemba checklist, which we have pulled from these particular items around to ensure your safe work, site audits, along with your clients and staff as well too. At the moment, the impact of the penalties as they currently stand is that the Victoria Police can issue on-the-spot fines of up to $1,652 for individuals and up to just over $9,000 for businesses for refusing or failing to comply with emergency directions, refusing or failing to comply with a public health risk direction, and also refusing or failing to comply with the direction of a Deputy Chief Health Officer. Fines of up to $20,000 for individuals and $100,000 for businesses are possible through the court system as well too. And at the moment, the fines continue for not wearing or carrying a face covering is $200. With that, the Premier of Victoria has actually announced that there will be further comments around the powers of police and also fines as well too. And again, we will keep you updated as this information comes to hand. Now, one of the things that you should look at doing, and we have made reference to these two slides over the past few months, effectively this was what the Commonwealth released a number of months ago in regards to, and there's two parts to this, up to 14 recommendations. What we have, there we go. What we have just highlighted with the arrows is some key points that you should also focus on, particularly from your COVID safe plan, but also to inform staff and clients about as well too. With the new imposed restrictions, what we are seeing with the stage 4 lockdowns is the directions and the ramping up by the Department of Health and also the Chief Medical Officer and the Victorian Premier in what they're looking to do. With that, the restrictions in place should be updated from your policies, should be updated to ensure staff continue to comply with their daily screenings. Also look at supporting employees from home, ensuring social distancing, and also ensuring the safe work requirements of 4 square meters as well as 1.5 meters between people, and specifically informing staff and reminding staff about these key requirements. This was something that was put out by the Commonwealth a number of months ago, as I mentioned, through the AHPPC recommendations. And in addition to that, what we are also seeing is also the requirements for undertaking frequent cleaning of your spaces if you are continuing to deliver services, as many of you are, because being essential service agencies and also community service agencies. Updating, avoiding non-essential travel. Clearly, that's from the new rules that have been imposed, and updating policy requirements, as well as also ensuring that and this was something that was put out some time ago, so that's why we had suggested develop a policy, but effectively it now should be update your policy that requires staff to stay home if unwell, and also following these points will ensure that your staff adhere to official advice about how to help reduce the spread of COVID-19. That said, these 14 points should be updated directly into your COVID safe plan to show how your agency is actually meeting these new legal compliance obligations. And this is something that is across your Gemba 360 dashboard. Importantly, our recommendations, and before we open the phone lines and question lines around this, is to, and we've divided this into 5 key points. One is to circulate a memo to all staff, ensuring they comply with these new legal requirements and make adjustments, minor adjustments to your COVID safe policies. In addition to that, continue screening using your daily COVID-19 form, even from staff working from home. And the idea around this is to confirm the safety of staff and also clients as well too. Working from home assessments, obviously completing the daily assessment form that your agency uses, and also clients should be informed of these changes and access to services reviewed as well too. And many of you have started to update your websites as well. We will be sending out key legal updates by email over the course of the next 24 hours. So stay tuned for further legal compliance update regarding workplace changes and also site audit requirements as well too. We noted that the Victorian Premier has mentioned 2 specific announcements that are pending. One is around changes to workplaces that can remain open, and also a review of current police powers as well too. So with that, many of our clients that we support look at these particular legal compliance obligations. If you do have any questions around this, by all means, please contact us. You can do that through our support desk, either support@gemba360.com, or email us, contact us on 1300 360 360. With that, we will just open the phone lines for any questions that people might have. While we are doing that, I will just bring up the other slide for us as well too, and also just bear with us while we are bringing this up.